There was a lot of entries. We had hundreds of entries, and addressing a very sensitive and contemporary relevant theme today about being afflicted, but to be enduring through that and not being crushed. And I was very interested in seeing how that could be spoken to in a way that was not necessarily literal, requiring you to look at the work a little deeper to see why an artist might sense this feeling when they're creating this work to answer that question. Also, when I judge art or create a show, we're making one work of art, one work of art experience for you to experience as a room of art, so that the pieces speak to each other. We worked many times on and off the wall trying to get a language and a story and a narrative, so that when you enter this space, you're engulfed in the language and you're hearing the voice from one piece to the next. So when I look to choose who may be outstanding, I do have some kind of formal criteria. I look for work that definitely says this has reached excellence, that formally it is composed well, it's respected and framed well, the artist has taken it seriously, they're authentic. And then I look at it to say, does it draw me in? Does it infect me with something where I want to ask, what language what is it saying to me? I want to spend some time with it. That's important to me. Some works of art we want to look at and say, they're very pretty. I want them to look good with my sofa, so that's where it goes. And that's fine. But sometimes there's works of arts that you want to walk by every day in your home or your office or library or something and just know that it's speaking to you every day. So this work did that for me. That's the second criteria. The third criteria is how did it address the actual theme of the show, and it does it very well. Based on even like David's talk, the idea of children, the innocence, and the way that they just have so much resilience to carry on over and over. That drew me in for that part of the show too. And then the fourth criteria, I think any artist out here knows this, I wish I had done that. And that makes it a good work of art when you said that. So congratulations to Roland for the honorable mention.
Yes, indeed. He's right next door, and it is by Lavely Miller, who is from Maryland, or Massachusetts, I believe. I think she is from Cambridge, Maryland. I didn't realize there was a Cambridge, Maryland. Okay, and she is from Cambridge, Maryland, and the name of her piece is Three. Very simple. 3, 1, 2, 3. And if you'd be kind enough to comment on this and why you selected this piece.
Okay, so what did I say was the first reason that you're looking at a work of art?
Didn't know it was going to be a test.
Technically, is it excellent? Is it technically excellent? Is it, does it have a presence? Is it holding strong? Absolutely. Definitely has that. Does it engage you? I mean, we know as artists that the eyes of any kind of figure has a gaze, which direction it goes, and that's how it engages you sometimes. If it's looking off, it may make you look off. If it's looking at you, it's confronting you. This is looking down, almost inviting you into her psyche instead of necessarily her presence. So definitely a very engaging piece. Technically, this artist paints with their fingers rather than a brush. So it's another element to the piece that makes you realize this is a different sensibility coming off of it. So it's very engaging. I would also welcome you all the time when you see a work of art that draws you in or infects you in some way, is to investigate why the artist did what they did and how they did it. Because a lot of times the process is part of the conversation of what the work is. Do I wish I had done this? Yes. So congratulations. In this piece, when it was submitted, there was something really vexing about it. There's an excellence in the simplicity. I mean, sometimes we feel like it has to have this massive production to be worthy, and it's not always true. Sometimes it's the simple gesture, and gesture is a very powerful message in the movement. This piece resonated with me to the point when I went home, closed my eyes, I could still see it. And that's really important, so when you see a work like that, you know that something's being said there. It's very raw. you know, it has a real raw sense to it.
And if I may just interject, the name of the artist is Joseph Castle. The name of the piece is Blue Head. And this is, in fact, the first place winner in this year's show.
And he
So-
has a second piece here too, and you know, you might ask why this one over that one. Not necessarily, it's just something about this one had a little more depth for me. You know, formally, the line work just moved into the piece and around and kept me engaged in the center point of it. So little pieces can be very powerful pieces. So congratulations to Joseph, first place.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.